This incredible etching was done entirely with a Lotus Meta UV. It might look like a sand carving, but there's no chemicals, no byproducts, it's just the laser. In fact, one of our customers puts it best.
An engraved product, whether it's plastic or glass, this just consumed a tiny amount of energy, and until I shatter this thing, it's completely permanent.
He actually spent 15 years looking for the right glass engraving solution until he found us and UV technology. So in this video, we're going to break down why UV is the best laser for glass and why you might want to be wary of alternatives like CO2. There are two main reasons why UV is the laser for glass. First and foremost, it doesn't apply heat into the material. It uses something called cold processing. UV works by actually engraving or ablating, breaking down the molecules on the surface of the glass into dust, and once that dust has been extracted away, leaving behind a really crisp white finish. The other key thing is that UV lasers have a much smaller spot size than lasers like CO2, which makes engraving really fine detail on glassware easily achievable as opposed to basically impossible. In fact, side note, but Lotus lasers have an even smaller spot size than most other lasers. Check out this video for an explainer on how that works. So UV lasers are the perfect ones for glass, but is CO2 really that bad? Short answer, yes. Considering that you're using it to mark glassware, the problem with CO2 is it uses so much heat. The way CO2 actually marks glass is by shattering the surface into 1,000 tiny shards, which give it a kind of frosted look. But when you pick up a CO2 marked glass and you run your hand over it, you can feel the shards coming away. Take a CO2 marked glass and put it through a dishwasher 50 times, and you'll notice the mark is 10 times worse than when you first did it. The other big problem is, remember earlier when I said that UV is good because it has a tiny spot size? CO2 is the exact opposite. A CO2 spot is roughly 30 times bigger than a UV spot and 10 times bigger than a fiber spot. It's not designed for this level of detail. And if you tried to do it on a glass with a CO2 laser, there's no way that it wouldn't look blurry and blotched and smeared. Aside from CO2, you might have heard some people recommend diode lasers for glass, but these aren't really ideal either, because in order for a diode laser to mark a glass, it needs some kind of chemical or process on the surface to allow that reaction to happen, which means it's incredibly unreliable and painfully slow if you're planning on running an at-scale glass engraving business. UV mitigates all these issues. No damage to the surface of the glass, a really pristine finish thanks to UV's amazing capacity for detail, and a really eco-friendly solution to what looks like it should take buckets of chemicals and tons of time. If you can, I'd really recommend watching our case study on Art on Products that I played a clip of earlier, because he is an actual glass engraving business that has seen massive success from investing in the right laser technology. So if that sounds like you, then I'd really recommend giving his interview a watch. If all this sounds great to you and you're looking to scale a glass engraving business, we offer UV solutions in our Meta C, Meta XY, and Meta XY XL models. In fact, just behind me there is an XY XL UV that is designed for marking 66 glasses at the push of a single button. If you have any questions for me, please do put them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you want to know more about our laser technology, then head to lotuslaser.com and you'll find all the information you need and all the options for getting in touch and booking a demo to see these machines in action. Thank you so much for watching, have an excellent day, and I'll catch you in the next one.